Hi everyone, this is Rachel. I am going to walk you through how to do problem set number one. First, I just want to let you know this is my first time recording anything like this, so if there are any tips or tricks that you would like to share with me, I'm definitely open to this. I want to make this as useful as possible for y'all, so I don't want you to go away from this more confused or more frustrated. So I'm just going to give you a general how-to on how to do these problem sets, but then I'm going to leave it up to you to do the actual analyzation of the data. So first, I have three windows open. I have my problem set instructions open. I have the data set open in SPSS, and then I have a blank Word document. And this is where I will copy and paste my frequency tables and my bar graphs and whatnot into here. So first, I am going to read the instructions to you and maybe give you a little bit of explanation. I'm going to read the introduction and then we'll work through the directions together. You have collected data on a sample of 25 individuals who completed a large-scale survey. For each respondent, you have data on their gender. 1 is males, 2 is females, educational level. 1 is did not graduate, 2 is high school graduate, 3 is a bachelor's degree, and 4 is a postgraduate degree. Marital status: 1 is married, 2 is divorced, and 3 is married. And community population size, and there are 8 categories for that. So there are 4 different parts of this problem set that we are going to be looking at. First, we want you to conduct a frequency analysis on the gender and marital status variables. From the output, report the following: the percent of men and women in the sample, the percent married, divorced, and never married. And then we also want you to create a frequency table to summarize the data on the educational level variable. We want you to create a bar chart to summarize the data from the community population variable. And then we want you to write a brief summary that describes the individuals in the sample with regard to their gender, educational level, marital status, and the size of the community where they live. So first, we're going to open the data set on our computer. I already have that open. So we're going to go into SPSS. So there are 2 different windows in SPSS. First is this general SPSS data editor, and then we'll also have an output, which the output will show up after we do the analyzations. And then, so here we can see the data: gender, education, marital, community, and then we can also go into variable view. And again, we have the variables right here. And then we can also see what the instructions told us. We can see that 1 is male, 2 is female. And a lot of times with statistical analysis like this, we do assign numbers to categories. And that's just kind of how it's been done for a long time. So first, we're going to go into Analyze. We're going to go into Descriptive Statistics, and then we're going to go into Frequencies. I've already done this previously, but we have all the variables on the left side right here. So we're going to pull educational level over to the variables that we're looking at. If you want to do a frequency table with all of these variables, you can, but we just want you to do it one at a time. So on the right-hand side of this box, there's a couple different options. Feel free to click through that and look at them. They're really not that important for what we're doing right now. Statistics is related to what we've talked about in class so far. So if you click, standard deviation, it's going to show you the standard deviation for those statistics. We can also look at our central tendency, and then we can also look at our quartiles and interquartile ranges. But we're really not interested in that right now. And then also, I think it's important for me to point out, we can also look at chart types. So here's where we'll have, you can select a bar chart, a pie chart, or a histogram. So right now we're just going to run a frequency analyzation on education. So we're going to hit OK. So here is the output. Here's where it shows us our valid in. We have 25 and we have 0 missing. And then we can look at our educational level and we can see the amount that did graduate from high school, what percent graduated from high school, and the valid percent, and then the cumulative percent, which basically means how it adds up. So, for example, we have 24% that did not graduate high school. That's shown at our cumulative percent. But we also have 16% that graduated high school. And 16 plus 24 is 40. And then again, 40 plus 32 is 72. And then 72 plus 28 is 100. These data sets that you're going to be working with are really nice and neat, and you won't have any missing. So you're going to always have a cumulative percent of 100%, and it's always going to be nice and neat and tidy. So this is what, it's a little hypocritical for me to be saying this, but this is what's really important. I want you to copy and paste these frequency tables in a specific way into your Word document. And unfortunately, I have not figured out how to copy and paste these on a Mac, which is what I'm recording on. But it will do it on any Windows computer. And it helps with the formatting, and it makes your life and my life a lot easier. So a lot of times if you just copy and paste this into a Word document, sometimes it messes with your format and it'll go on to several different pages when it's just a nice little neat box that we just want the frequency table. So what I want you to do is to right click on this, and you're going to go into copy special, and you're going to copy special it as an image. So we're going to hit OK. And then we're going to go into our Word document, and you'll go into your paste, and you'll go to paste special. So, like I said, unfortunately, this is not a very good indicator, but it should paste as a JPEG or a PNG. And so you'll be able to do it that way. So I'm just going to hit OK. It's not going to look pretty. It's not going to look nice like it should on your end. And then we can go back into our instructions. And then we're going to create a bar chart. It's kind of the same thing. We're going to analyze descriptive statistics, frequencies, and then we're going to click on community population and press the arrow to bring it into the variable. So here I'm going to minimize my output. We're going to go to Analyze, Descriptives, and we're going to go into Frequencies again. We're going to bring that over, the education over. We're not interested in that anymore. And then we're going to bring our community size right over. Okay, let's look what the instructions say next. So click the chart box, bar chart, continue, then press OK. I'm going to go into Charts, bar charts, continue. We're going to press OK. So again, it gives us a frequency table because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for these frequencies. And so it's going to give us the plain frequency table right here. But then if we scroll down, let me make this a little bit bigger. And now we have a nice and neat and tidy bar chart. So we'll do the same thing where we're going to copy as image. We're going to go over to our document. So this one does copy nicely into it because it is an image, and I promise you it does copy special really nice and neatly when you're working on a Windows. Again, I apologize for that, But then you can see that we have our bar chart right here. That is all you need to do. So let's scroll over to our instructions. So this is pretty much the end of it. This is what we want you to do for SPSS. Make sure you've done everything here, and then we want you to write a brief summary. And this is pretty simple. We want you to look at the data. We want you to kind of let it speak to you, almost, in a sense. You know, that's kind of a term that gets thrown around. We want you to talk about what's the gender breakdown, what's the educational breakdown, how many of these individuals are married or divorced or single. And then I want you guys to talk about the community that they live in. And you can make it as simple as you'd like, as long as you hit on those points. Or you can make it as descriptive as you'd like. You're not going to get any extra points for that, but we also do want you to be thinking critically, so it's going to be good for you to think critically. For example, we could talk about gender. We obviously only have 2 categories for gender, and maybe we should have had 3 categories. But like I said, when I was kind of talking about the data, it's nice and neat and tidy, and so that doesn't happen. When you add more variable options, it doesn't make that data neat and tidy. But these are the types of things that are good to think about. So let's go back here. I want you to just type up your summary up here in your Word document. And then to turn this in on Monday, a week from today, we want you to print it off and bring it to class and turn it in. I will post a rubric on the Moodle page, and then I will also be holding my office hours on Tuesday and Thursday from 2 to 3 if you guys have questions about this. And then Deshane will be holding his office hours on Friday right after class if you have questions and want to go to Deshane about it. We're also both available by email, so please shoot us an email if you guys have any specific questions. Thanks. Good luck.